Well, good morning, beautiful people. It's just me, Yvette, and it's Testimonial Tuesday. So here I am today. I'm ready. I hope you're all having a wonderful, wonderful day, and God has blessed us to wake up and see it again. So I hope that you guys have been following me. Like I'm always going to say, please like, share, and comment on anything. And so today, I hope you've been following me through my spiritual journey with God who chose me from birth and all of my testimonial Tuesdays. If not, I've talked about being called like Abraham. I talked about the angels who have guided me. I've also talked about the messengers who directed me in another directions. I talked about dreams that has changed my directions. And so I had a lot of different things that has happened in my life and I would like to share them with you. So please like, share, and follow those. Okay, so today I'm going to discuss the 15 years in church that God sent me to. And it's basically spiritual, and I was spiritual and not religious, and literally living the word. Okay, so if you've been following, you know that God told me I would be Esther. And I was on fire for the Lord because of all of the circumstances that happened to me prior to me even getting to church. So when I came in like I knew God so well, and I was just so excited and on fire. And I told everyone all about it. Well, the church people, they ignored me, they denied me, they criticized me, they sent me to different ministries to get away from them. And I strived in all the ministries because God had his hand on me. So you can't stop God's hand on someone. I said, but then my family and friends, they believed me at first because of all the blessings and the mysterious things that happened to me. But it came a time that it was like, okay, this has been going on for such a long time, and they didn't have my faith because they didn't have God didn't tell them what he told me. So and they think I'm such a kind person and I don't hurt anyone. And I would tell them stories of what people did to me. And so I felt like I was crucified like Jesus. So we just stopped talking about that and we would talk about other things. I said, but my kids, after probably, I'm going to say 6 months to a year, they went to him and they asked him, this is the pastor, they asked him, was he going to marry me? And he said, I don't know who I'm going to marry. And so that kind of threw my kids to another level. But he grabbed my hand and said, don't lose your mind. I probably would have lost my mind, losing all my friends from being able to conversate, but God sent me a prayer partner, and she's a prayer warrior, and she called herself my Barnabas. She loves to hear me tell my stories. I could call her any night and tell her about my dreams. I would wake up in the middle of the night. I would call her and tell her things, and she would give me confirmation by through listening to her spiritual channel, Christian channel she listened to, through her Bible study, through her pastor, through all types of words. So she has been my spiritual leader and helper along this journey. And I thank God because he always leaves a witness. So, okay, now I'll tell you about my spiritual partner that God sent me to. So, soon after I was at church, I would hear the pastor and he would always be preaching my word. But like I say, I have gifts and God has blessed me and chose me from birth. So I hadn't read the word. If, like I say, if you've listened before, and now I'm into the word. So now everything that's going on in the Bible is how I live, period. Not trying, just the way that God has me wired. So soon after he was preaching one day, now I thought this was crazy too and totally out of character for me. So it's not something that I would normally do. So after he was preaching, I ran up on the stage. Still don't know how I got there. The only thing I can say is for the past 10 years, it had seemed like I was in a bubble. Like God was directing me, but I was asking him to follow my steps. If you listened before, and when I got on the stage, I said, I am your wife. And he kind of laughed and he was like, he said, no one ever said that to me before. But after that, we never really had an interaction as far as conversating. But I would come by him and my spirit would jump like I felt like it was Jesus and John. And so my discernment. It felt like I knew everything he was thinking or feeling or going through all the time. And his eyes, when we would meet, it would be like lights. And I'd be like, oh my God, what is this? What is this? And I'd always be standing while he preaching because it was like he was speaking directly to me. I know he was speaking to everyone else as well, but the message just was so overwhelming to me that my spirit would, at first, it would be talking and I'd be like, he want me to come, he want me to come. But I was afraid and I didn't know what, like I knew that I wasn't supposed to. But as the years went by, I couldn't help myself. When my spirit would get up, when he would talk, my spirit would start walking to him and people would stop me and block me. And it was a lot of things that went on. And it wasn't me. It was the Holy Spirit in me. And then sometimes they would let me walk. And I would just stop after I got there like, why am I here? Like the Spirit would move me, but I would always stop once I got there. So it was just so overwhelming for me. Like I didn't know what was going on. So that explains why my friends wasn't there. So, but I just kept thinking that he was calling me through the word and I was truly living it. So it just went hand in hand. So, but through all of this, I feel like I know him better than people that I've known for 15 years. It's like the spirit realm is so real that I know him better than I know people that I talk to on a regular basis. Because people tell you what they want you to know. And that's the bottom line. And I could remember laughing, like he would say things and I would move and we'd move back. And we kind of snickered together because he knew what I was thinking and I knew, but no one else really picked it up. So that was funny. But the sad part was that we wouldn't talk in the natural. And I would leave feeling like, what is this guy? What is going on? Like, I didn't know that. So then a few months, it's probably like 6 months back, I started listening to some of his old messages. And when I started listening to it, it overwhelmed me. I was like, oh my God, he was calling me before I even came to the church, before I even listened to him, knew who he was or anything. I said everything he was talking about was describing me. So that was like, God, what is this? What is this? Because God is the person I follow. I don't follow man. I don't follow what someone else is telling me because I didn't call myself. He called me. So I came because of him. I said, then he got married. And instead of me being sad, which in the natural someone would be, God started telling me to rejoice because I was getting closer to my blessing. So I didn't have a sad period. I had okay, God, I know it's happening now because I'm getting close. But that's when I realized that my calling was really, really intense because it was bigger than me. And I knew that it was something that God was doing that was amazing. I said, because I said, God truly uprooted my life. And I had a really decent life. Like, wasn't horrible. And that's why my kids were upset. Like, Mom, you left everything. And that's how I feel. And I said, but he sent me to a perfect match that was made from heaven. And it may not be in the natural, but in the spiritual, it's the best love story that anybody could tell. He must really be special to God because he sent him me. Thank you guys for listening, and God bless you. Have a wonderful day. Please like, share, and comment. I'd love to hear from you. Peace, love, and blessings. Bye-bye.